Hey there, it's me again. I'm back in the treehouse and I wanted to talk about vision boundary, which is a perception dynamic which we work with when we're exploring awareness, consciousness, and what you are, what you're experiencing. So I hope the sound of the river is not too loud and you can hear what I have to say. I also wanted to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. Please do leave a comment. Click the like button. This will help me expand and grow. I'm trying to find the people who are ready to hear my message. I need your help with getting the message out there and sharing these teachings with the world. So when we look at vision boundary, this is when we look at the divide between what is your actual perception and what is not your perception. Take, if you will, what you can see now with your eyes. You can see the screen that you're watching this on, you can see the things in your environment, you can look around, and there's a certain amount of things that you can observe through your eyes, yes? Now beyond that boundary, if we expand it just a little bit, there is the things that you know are there, that you can sense are there, that you can't see. Now you probably know that they are there because you have sort of walked in that environment and looked around that environment. It's familiar to you and you can't see it directly, but you can sense it's there because it's a place you know. Now, if we go beyond that, we actually get into your mind. What is it you are thinking? What is it that comes to your sense of thought as a voice or a vision or an idea or daydreaming or a memory, and all of the things in which we can categorize within the mind? We can just say, broadly speaking, it's the mind. Now when we explore this boundary, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, just take one thing in your physical environment and look at it through your eyes and notice how long it takes for you to start thinking and for your mind to interrupt into that vision, to take you away from your actual senses. Now, when you're practicing this, you would do this over and over again. You would do this as an exploration of the boundary. You would do this as a discovering, as an inquiry, as a back and forth, and you would take your mind into certain areas, you would have certain things come up, and you would allow it to happen. Now, a lot of people, when they teach consciousness, and they're teaching this as a meditation technique, they would say you want to always come back to the thing that you are looking at, yes, as a concentration exercise, which is what we would find in, for example, candle gazing as a technique. Now, what we're doing here is a little bit more flowing, it's a little bit more graceful, which is that we want to allow ourselves to have some explorations of mind and be allowed to think about things, allowed to fantasize about things, allowed to have memories, and then to gently come back to the physical vision in front of you, the actuality of your perception. Now, another way we can look at this and another way we can go about this is to allow yourself to go fully into the fantasy, to consciously explore the mind. Now, you can do this while looking at your eyes with your eyes open, or you can do it with your eyes closed. Either way is fine. It's a matter of experimentation. It's a matter of trying different things. Carl Jung might call this active imagination, going into something in your consciousness that is beyond the physical perception. Now, what happens when this becomes very interesting is when you bring the physical technique of looking at something in your actual perception into the fantasy world. This is when you look at your imagination in the same way that you look at the candle that you're gazing at as an awareness technique or a concentration technique. Now, in the Doster method, which is the way in which I teach this technique, we generally start with a tree and a leaf on a tree in nature, and the tree is multidimensional and you're looking at different leaves, and it's a whole process. It's a whole exploration of things. But when this becomes really interesting is when you're turning this to imagination itself, to your mind itself. And we go back and forth between these two things to build them up. You learn how to have a stronger vision within your imagination as you learn to have a stronger vision within your, what we might call, conventional perception or physical perception. Now, there are many boundaries within perception, within vision, not just what you can physically see and what you can sense, and imagination and physical and non-physical. There is also the boundary of what is in focus and what is not in focus. So, if you will, for a moment, look at something in your field of vision and bring that thing into focus, right? It might be a single point. You can stare at your finger, or you can stare at something in your environment, and you'll notice that you can look at what is in focus, but then also look at what is not in focus. Yeah, you can actually look out your periphery vision. This is something we do in the Doster method, where we move the finger through the focus point and the periphery, the side vision, yeah, peripheral vision. And you explore this, yes? So what you'll notice is that you're actually looking at what's in focus and what's not in focus, and you'll be seeing this difference between perception and vision. And this boundary is something to explore, because you'll find that in certain points throughout the process, the area of focus gets larger and smaller. Sometimes you have it all as blurred vision. Sometimes you can even have it as all in focus, yes? Part of the Doster method has a part, at a certain point during the Doster method, when we're working it and we're going through this technique, you can actually bring yourself to have your entire vision, your full perception field in focus, even the periphery. It's a very, very amazing sort of breakthrough moment. So these boundaries, these vision techniques, are things that we discover again and again, and we explore them. And ultimately what happens is your awareness transcends into something higher, because there's something that's having the perception. There's something that's having the experience. There's something that is having the visions. Yes, whether it's fantasy or physical, in focus, out of focus, sensing as you know it's there, or being actually able to physically see it in a literal sense, in a conventional sense. All of these parts make up your consciousness, which then allows for an epiphenomenon, a higher awareness to evolve out of this. So my name is Doster. I am the creator of the Doster method. This is my perception techniques, and vision boundary is one of the things that we work with. If you'd like to learn more, please do subscribe and follow along. I also have free online mini courses which introduce this to you. And I also have the guided meditations, where you can actually go into nature, sit down, listen to the voice guidance, and it will take you through these different things. You will be able to look at the leaf and it will be pointed out to you. Yes, the things within your perception, within your awareness, will be pointed out to you, and you will naturally grow into a higher awareness. Please do leave a comment. Look forward to speaking with you again soon.